Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of The Source. Today we have a very special guest. Special guest, tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Rangel. I'm a dental sourcer with Smile Brands. Been doing it for about 2 years now. So I work in the dental space.
Dental sourcer. That's a new one on me. That's a pretty niche, I think.
Oh, definitely. Don't meet a lot of people in the wild who are dentist sourcers. Yeah. You want me to tell you more about like day in the life?
Yeah. Let me just sort of familiarize the people a little bit more about you. I met Stephanie at SourceCon Orlando, where she made a very significant contribution to the event. Tell us, Stephanie, what happened at SourceCon with you?
Yeah, so it was my first SourceCon actually. My manager suggested I should go because I'm one of the top sourcers. She thought I'd be interested. And I won the hackathon, needless to say. Very challenging, very fun, very competitive, everything I love. So yeah, got to win and meet lots of amazing people.
First time at SourceCon ever and walked away with a hackathon
Yeah.
win. That was definitely something. Um, I'm very curious. Tell me about your early career. How did it? I'm trying to imagine you starting off, and then ending up at SourceCon as a hackathon winner. What was? Tell me of the early part of your career. How did it start?
Yeah, so I wasn't always a dental sourcer. I started off in an RPO environment, actually, that focused on last mile delivery solutions. Uh,
Hmm.
Lots of jargon there, but I actually started off owning a few accounts up to 26 markets. I handled the onboarding, the hiring, everything from sourcing to onboarding for about 26 markets. I was there and then I moved into mortgage recruiting, corporate recruiting.
Oh wow. Okay. It's pretty diverse background there.
Yeah.
Do you find that working in different diverse areas made you a better sourcer or
Oh,
not?
definitely. I've taken a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience from each role I've had, and I think it's only elevated me as a sourcer and recruiter, being able to speak to many types of people, being able to implement strategies I've learned at prior experiences. So it's definitely helped a lot.
I know you started off, you mentioned earlier starting off at an RPO. What did you do prior to that? Were you always in HR in some capacity?
No, actually. So before I was actually working in makeup as a makeup artist.
Okay.
So yeah, that involved a lot of sales skills, customer service, and actually the practical application of makeup. Very fun position to be in. Loved it. Worked in a retail setting. Was a top salesperson there. So I think that's what really how I fell into recruiting. Those just prior skills helped me.
Yeah, those people skills are very important because once you find them, you got to talk to them, right?
Yeah. Oh,
So that
definitely. And I think it's harder when, you just have to like you just approach someone you have no idea who they are, what they're coming in for. This is when I was in makeup and you have to find them a solution. You're their solution finder.
now did you when you talk to people for the first time, I'm trying to get a picture of it. Did they come up to a booth or something, and you were like at the Revlon counter or something? That's the only one I think makeup. I don't know if that's
Oh yeah, so I'll tell you a bit. It was this
okay.
brand called Morphe, and it was a very up and coming brand, very social media heavy, lots of influencers. So it was one of the biggest brands out there, be advertised on YouTube by influencers, lots of product launches. So it was just a very exciting brand to work for and I had to have knowledge of a lot of brands, not just the stores brands. So we sold lots of types of makeup there.
Interesting. In my mind, I'm seeing the correlations, right? So I'm seeing some degree of emotional intelligence to connect with the different customers. And I guess in your mind, when someone walks up to you or you encounter someone, you're sort of profiling them in your mind, trying to figure out what product they will be have an interest in. Is that
Um,
correct?
Sort of,
Okay.
everyone walks into a store differently. Personally, I'm the type to walk into a store not wanting to be approached. When they ask, like, oh, like, would you like help? I'm like, I'm okay, I'm more independent. But, different walks of life come into the store, and some really want like a personal shopper, someone who holds their hand throughout the whole process. Some are more shy. So I would actually get so many people to open up to me. I would get a lot of people who in maybe walked in to look around, and I got them to sit in my chair, and I do a full face of makeup on them, and they walk out buying more than they actually thought they would, but in a good way. I didn't have any complaints. No one came back. It's like, oh, I bought too much makeup. I regret it. Everyone's like, oh, thank you so much for showing me techniques. Thank you for getting to know me, what I needed. Everyone's different. Some people want to spend 10 minutes in the morning on their makeup, some an hour. So it really depends. Everyone's different.
Now, how did you transfer some of that into your RPO experience? I'm thinking how you spoke to candidates and tell me a little bit about that. I could see a correlation between how you handle customer service and how you handle candidates.
Yeah, so I actually came in to the position with knowledge on independent contractor laws and regulations.
Okay.
So that was good knowledge to have. And I would actually, share that knowledge with the candidates who were interested in the program. It was basically just getting to know, obviously, your customer, which is the candidate, and seeing what their lifestyle would allow. Are you a student? Are you semi-retired? Why are you looking for a position right now? What made you interested? And then tell them about the benefits of the position, how the position would benefit them, more about what our company can provide and who they'd be working for. So just really asking open-ended questions.
Okay. Okay. Keeping them talking pretty much.
Mhm.
Now you're a dental sourcer, which is something I've never done before. I never had to look for dentists. Is that challenging? Or I mean, how do you go about what's a day in the life of a dental sourcer? Curious.
Definitely. I would say it's heavy, heavy sourcing, which I
Hmm.
love. I'm like a data nerd. I love Boolean. I love doing those really, really difficult searches. So usually I like to be connected to students. So I connect to them. Maybe they're a second year or third year dental student and keep that relationship going. I get referrals from doctors who maybe love being self-employed. They love their independent practice, but they have a colleague who maybe is looking to explore a new role. So it's a lot of relationship building. You're doing something for the long term.
Okay. So most of your sourcing is mostly proactive,
Yeah, very proactive. But I do get those, how do you say it?
those reactive roles, like I need somebody by Friday kind of thing.
Passive candidates.
Ah,
Lots of passive candidates.
okay. Now, how many of these candidates like come to you by way of applying for a job versus you going out to them and saying, "Hey, this is who I am. Can we talk?"
Oh, I would say mostly me approaching them. We have a team of dedicated dentist recruiters, and they handle candidates who apply. I'm 100% all about finding those passive candidates who maybe didn't even think of applying or have never heard of the company before.
Where do you find them? I guess you go to dental schools. I assume there are
Yeah.
dental schools out there that do this, that teach this stuff, right?
How to recruit? No.
No, to find these dentists.
Yeah, no, dental programs. There's so many dental programs out there, dental associations, conventions, seminars. There's so many places to find people. And then, searching competitors, reaching out to people who own their own practice. Um, even though they own their own practice, maybe they're looking to sell and
Hmm.
have less administrative work. They don't want to deal with the accounting, the scheduling, finding suppliers for their practice. They just want to practice.
What would you say is one of your favorite searches where you found someone and you're like, wow, I can't believe I found this person and yay, I got them hired. Uh, Tell me one of your success stories.
Yeah, so one that I can think of, huh? Um, I'm sorry, one
Yeah.
that's coming up is more personal. So
Okay.
if I can tell you that.
Sure.
So I'm on Ancestry. I'm a huge genealogy person, and
Ah,
I found my grandma's long lost half sister. I had no
wow.
idea this woman existed. They ended up reconnecting in their 60s. So
Wow.
yeah, lots of history there, and I just was it's almost like sourcing. I sourced my grandma's sister. Um, yeah.
That is something. A lot. I think sorcerers take a lot of their skills for granted because they're transferable to a lot of different industries. You got your genealogy search there. I spoke to someone once who they would look for donors for different
Mm,
charitable causes, because you had to find people
okay.
who are passionate about whatever the charity is supporting and who have the money and who are willing to give. That's an interesting bit of sourcing work there as well. Um, I'm curious. One thing I always remember fondly when I think about you is how it was the first time at SourceCon or Walkaway Hackathon winner. So many people have gone to, have visited SourceCon or attended SourceCon rather, and they've tried this hackathon multiple times and they just don't get anywhere. What is your secret, or what advice would you give the people who tried it multiple times and sort of very jealous of you, knowing that you went the first time and won?
Well, someone told me about a website, I believe it's called Sourcing Games. Have
Okay.
to look that up more, but I've actually played around with it. It's a series of sourcing challenges, very similar to SourceCon's hackathon.
Hmm.
Very fun. That's a good way to kind of train and train your mind and prepare for the hackathon. I would really recommend that. Another thing, get like good rest before. Um,
Okay.
you want to be very alert, and it's not about how fast you go. Most of these sourcing questions, um, if you spend too much time on an answer, it was probably your first gut instinct. That's what kind of stumped me a bit. Something
Hmm.
that was my first gut instinct of how to go about solving the problem. I ignored. I'm like, no, it can't be that, and I went into way more complex ways, and I should have just stuck to my first gut instinct. So, first gut instinct, really explore that and see where it can lead to you.
Yeah, I know a lot of people psych themselves out because
Yes.
although we say it every time, the first few challenges are to build up your confidence. So
Oh,
they are.
another thing.
Yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead.
not to interrupt, but just familiarize yourself with free tools,
Ah, okay.
familiarize yourself with the Wayback Machine. How to find sources on Wikipedia, familiar yourself with Boolean search, GitHub, be creative, just try to just inform yourself of other sourcing thought leaders out there and what they have to say and what tools they currently use. You don't need any paid tools to play the game.
Right.
You can completely win it using free tools out there.
Most definitely. Most definitely. This has been interesting and fun. If somebody wanted to reach out to you, maybe get more advice on how to win a hackathon, among other things, how can they find you online?
Yeah, you can find me through LinkedIn, Stephanie Rangel. You can pronounce it Rangel, just never Ringle. That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. You know what? I'll make it easier. I'll put the link to your
Thank
LinkedIn profile in the video description there so people can contact you. Thank you so much. Let me see if I pronounced it correctly. Stephanie Rangel
Yeah.
for being on the Source. You are appreciated.
Thank you.
AI, AI, AI. So many tools, so little time. What's a sourcer to do but stay informed? And one way to do that is SourceCon's AI Product Showcase. This is a very unique opportunity. Sponsors present for 5 minutes and then have 5 minutes to demonstrate live to in-person and virtual attendees how their product can solve a real-world sourcing scenario. Only a select few AI products will be featured on the main stage, so if anyone wants to share their AI product with the SourceCon community, reach out to sales@ere.net today. SourceCon community. The AI Showcase is the showcase you didn't know you needed. Always remember, SourceCon loves you.